What's up guys, my name is JodyCut5 and welcome back to an episode of the Fortuna Dusseldorf career mode. Before we get into this episode, it'd be much appreciated if you're able to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and don't forget to hit the notification button so you never miss a video. We start off today's episode with a brand new season under Fortuna Dusseldorf, the fourth season that we are doing currently, and this is our transfer budget, 88 million to be able to spend on players that are obviously going to be incoming and outgoing at the same time. Lots of changes to make, lots of decisions to make, and let's see what we do with the money that we can spend. Now, for many seasons now, our defensive issues have been quite apparent, and it's time to be able to see if we can bolster them sort of options that we do have available to ourselves. Aaron Hickey, that currently plays for Union Berlin, the Scotsman, is going to be looking at a 27 million market value. So we was looking to be able to see if we can do some sort of a swap between ourselves and Union Berlin with Robert Gumney there. As you can see, they wanted to go straight away with Robert Gumney and 36.4 million, which we weren't really too happy about originally, to be honest. We're quite happy for the swap, so are they, which is a good kind of positive sign to the deal, but we want to go with 28 million, and they have got right down there, as you can see, a 10 million deduction. Quite happy about that is for sure, and we should be able to get this contract nice and easily done there. He's after a crucial deal, and he's not really high on the wages at the same time, and he's a fairly decent rated right back. He's still got a lot of potential to fill, and he's a very good solid defensive option, that is for sure. Himself and Al Harvey will be definitely the good kind of solid right back options in this team, that is for sure. He's not looking at release clause, he's actually looking to lower his wage for whatever reason. Obviously he just wants it on the higher bonuses and appearances. We just want to minus the bonus, so it goes up to 30.5, which is still actually less than what he's currently taking, and he's quite happy to do so. So Aaron Hickey is a Fortuna Dusseldorf player, and that is the first signing of the summer done there. He will sport the number 6 shirt next season, and this is a massive signing for us to be able to bolster our defensive options and make it for ourselves to kind of have a bit of a safer option in terms of our defensive issues. So that deal is done, and on to next we now do go. Miles Robinson, we're looking to be able to see if we can offload him. Braga came with an original deal to be able to do a swap. We're not interested in a swap, we just want a straight deal there. Looking at a market value of 3 million, we bump it up to 4 to see if they're able to do so, and SC Braga will quite happily accept. We've done a bit of business with them over the time, to be honest. Obviously Kobozov currently plays for them, so Miles Robinson will be going to a former teammate, and that deal should be done if Miles Robinson is able to accept. Javier Schlager, a man that plays in the Bundesliga for RB Leipzig for many seasons. We're looking to be able to see if we can obtain the services of him from RB Leipzig, and they're quite happy to accept the £27 million deal. The reasoning for this is quite simple, to be honest. Our midfield options are very kind of apparent in terms of what we've got, in terms of not a lot of quality. We've got some decent midfielders, don't get me wrong, but we need someone that's partnering with Chavez week in, week out. And we need the kind of rotation being the European football that we are going to have this season at the same time. Javier Schlager has got a lot of experiences in vast competitions around Europe, and I feel like it's the best deal to be able to get it done. He's got a high wage, but we're not fussed about that whatsoever, and that is the second signing of the season completed and done. He will sport the number 7 shirt next season, and he looks very good in red and white, I have to say. A very good signing, an option where we can obviously have it where he's a very versatile midfielder, where he can play a bit more forward, or he can drop himself back into the defensive role. So that deal is dusted. As you can see, the price rating was an A at the same time. He's a decent rating of 82, and he's a new star player for Fortuna Dusseldorf. Even though that we've signed one defender, we're still looking to be able to see if we can get a few out to be able to sign a few more in terms of the centre-back role itself. Jamil Cyber, he's obviously been at the club since we started this particular save, but he just not really wowed me in any sense whatsoever. He's had high potential, he's had a lot of growth to be able to go to. I mean, he's 75 rated and only 24 years old, so he could still go up a fair bit, but I'm just not really interested, to be honest. I'm quite happy to let him go for an 8 million deal to Benfica. It's just whether he will go and accept. This man last year, Nuno Lima, went on loan last season but didn't impress whatsoever, unfortunately, as he went on loan to, I think it was Espanyol in La Liga, but he will go to Saramosi there as he goes over to the Brazilian league, and that will be a done deal. Miles Robinson has accepted the deal to go to SC Braga. Then he will be leaving the club after a few solid seasons there. He did well for us, to be honest, coming into the Bundesliga, using a lot of pace and a lot of agility. Where he got injured last season, I didn't feel like we used him as much, and it's definitely time for him to move on to SC Braga. Another one that will be leaving will be Selena on the left-back role. He didn't really get too much game time last season. I just didn't feel like he could kind of be that option for ourselves to alternate so much between himself and Gallardo. With many games this season, we're going to be needing someone that's going to be playing in and out, and I feel like we need to be able to replacement to do so. Confirmation of Siebert now leaving the club. As you can see, a done deal between himself and Benfica. He's a good player, to be honest, and he'll definitely thrive in another league, that is for sure, but it's time to say goodbye. We thank him for what he's done in the 3 seasons that we've had him during the club. It was a very hard decision to make at the same time, because it could be the one that we regret, or it could be one that pays off for ourselves. But nevertheless, though, we wish him all the best in his new club, and hopefully we might come up against him at any point in the future. But he will be leaving the club there, as you can see, for an £8 million deal, and off to the Benfica he now goes. A few players going to the Portuguese league there, to be honest, as you can see, as we have another one leaving. Guerrero is going to be going on loan to Galatasaray just to get some experience. He's very young, he's a high rating already, so if he does get the game time, he'll definitely thrive, that is for sure. And that's another player on loan. Also, Kovalenko, he's had a few kind of spells. Another spell, he'll be going over to Cluj there, as you can see, on a 12-month deal. So after a few loans, after a few departures, we're going to see if we can sign up a new centre-back. And Ko Ikaturo, I actually went in for him last season, but just couldn't really match the deal that I wanted to at the same time. He's a very good centre-back. He's very versatile. Every time I've come against Mönchengladbach, they've done really well, to be honest. And Ko Ikaturo is a big centre-back, and he's still got a little bit left in him in terms of being only 29 years of age and being 80 rated. They bumped the price up. Obviously, we are rivals between ourselves, so it is going to be hard to be able to see if we can actually get a good deal between ourselves for both parties, that is, as we look to go in for a $15.5 million deal, but they're going to have to wait to consider that, and they'll have to come back me with a deal. And as you can see, they've come back with a $17.1 million deal. I'm not fussed, to be honest. I'm not willing to be able to kind of argue the toss over a couple of million. So we will get this deal done, and that is the case where we should be able to sign him up on a decent deal. He hasn't got a high wage at the same time. He's only on $29,000 a week, which is always very good. He's looking for the important squad role, and I feel like we could give that to him. He's only on a short deal with being a 2-year contract, which is nice because obviously he isn't the youngest of players that we will have in the squad, and he's looking for $31,000 a week there. He's looking for a little bit of a bump up. I'm not too fussed as we reject the bonuses. As you can see, just goes up to 33.5, and we are quite happy to accept. He will wear the number 19 shirt next season then, and that is another signing deal done. And as you can see, another good signing for ourselves also to bolster our defensive options, where we were leaking so many goals last season. Maybe we can nip that in the bud and get that sorted. One thing that was on my mind, and it's hard to say whether I'm making the right decision at this moment in time, but I don't think Lebrovic will be good enough next season for the simple fact is we've got to play Champions League football, and we are going to be coming against the best of best in terms of the strikers that we're going to be facing, depending on who we draw in the group and the knockout stages. I don't feel that Lebrovic would fare, so I've gone in for Vladimir from Nottingham Forest, and they're quite able to accept a deal with 11 million. I was only going to 11, no further than that, but they were quite able to accept it, and we should be able to get a done deal there. As you can see, he's on a high wage, he's looking for a crucial role, but he will be the number 1 goalkeeper, so we're quite able to accept that in some ways. We're looking for a 2-year deal because he is 32 years of age, so I'm not too sure if there's any more room for improvement in terms of his perspective, and he is docking his wages massively down there. As you can see, 38,000 he's only looking to go for. As we minus the actual bonus itself, it makes it even less for ourselves as a club. So he will be the new number 1 shirt, and we will be seeing Lebrovic leaving the club, which is slightly sad because obviously he's been with us since the start. We signed him on a free agent deal, but he's definitely one of those where we just have to let him go, and we let him go on to pastures new, and he's staying in the Bundesliga. He will be moving to Frankfurt then of a deal of £16 million. So someone that we signed on a free is going for £16 million. I mean, that's a very good deal. £16 million profit. We've made £5 million obviously from buying a goalkeeper and selling one for £16 million, so we've still got that £5 million left over, and it definitely contributes to new factors where we can sign another player in the squad, whether it be in the midfield or defensive options. But it'll be sad to see him go, don't get me wrong, and he will be going on to another Bundesliga side. Thank you to Lebrovic, and we'll hopefully meet in the future. As you can see, we're just signing a free agent goalkeeper to have a backup, Norbert Albers. I'm not interested in seeing him kind of get onto the pitch whatsoever. He's only on a 1-year deal, and he'll just literally run down the contract. Maybe when Guerrero comes back next season, if we do another season, depending on what we actually win this season, then we might see him in the fold latter parts in the season. So he will be signing on a free agent, and we have got a backup keeper. With signing Lebrovic, we've still got a value budget there of 28 million, and one person that caught my eye was Tuta from Burnley, the Brazilian centre-back, then 80 overall itself, and he's not on a high value at the same time. Then we're able to get a decent deal done there, as you can see, against Vincent Kompany, as he is still at Burnley, and he's on a high wage. He's on 50,000 per week. Important squad role, 3-year deal length, as you can see. Quite happy to do so, as he's still only the age of 27, and he's hoping that he can lower the wage down also, which helps us massively. So he will wear the number 20 shirt next season, and he will be sporting in red and white there. With the centre-backs that we do have now, we've got Tuta, we've got Fusa-Mensah, we've got Newman, and we've also got Ikatura and Garcia. So a lot of centre-back options for ourselves, but as you know, we sold Selina, meaning that we would need to get a left-back. And Rami from Borussia Dortmund has actually been transfer listed, would you believe it? 31 years of age, 79 rated. Every single time we seem to come up against Borussia Dortmund, they always seem to be actually kind of having where he's always played. So for whatever reason, they've put him on the transfer list. He is getting a little bit older now, don't get me wrong, but he's still got a lot of talent behind him himself. Only for a deal of 7.9 million. I think that's quite an easy one to accept, especially when he's only got a market value of 11. So that's still a big deduction for what he previously was on, that is for sure. He's currently on a wage of 38,000, and I'm happy to be able to match that. Whether he actually wants to go down, I'm not too sure, as we look to disregard the release clause. And he's gone to 35. We will kind of remove the bonus of the clean sheets, whether he's going to bump it up. But I literally have no money, so I'm going to have to kind of deduct my signing bonus as less as possible and go high on the wage. As you can see, 36.244. He went with 39, but it's going to be way over from what I've actually got left in the budget. As soon as I make this signing, it is completely done, and there is no other way, unless we were to sell anybody within the club, that we can make any more signings as a club itself. As you can see, we look to be able to see if we can give 36.8 without no signing bonus. It is a bit of a strange one, but he is actually quietly accepted, so he has taken a wage deduction himself, and we have got him on that deal then, as you can see. Happy to be able to get that one done, and it is another player through the doors. After all the transfer business, we find ourselves with the first fixture of this particular season, and that is in the German Super Cup. So it is normally the winners of the DFB Pokal versus the winners of the Bundesliga. Where we were so victorious last season, we have to face the team that placed second, which were Borussia Dortmund. This is going to be the lineup then. Big changes, that is for sure. Vladimir in goal, Ikatura and Tuta as the centre-backs there, Hickey on the right, and then we've got Rami on the left-hand side, Chavez and Schlager in the middle, with Appelkamp just in front, with Solomon on the left, Schad on the right, and Jan Verteep up placed up top. A lot of changes, a lot of things to get used to. Let's see if it comes together in our first fixture against Borussia Dortmund. We start the fixture off, as we can see there, as we look to be able to see if we can get a quick start off the back there, as Javier Schlager finds his teammate Aaron Hickey then, assessing the options and looking to be able to see if he can find Kevin Schad, and he does there, just trying to pass it about, just trying to kind of set the mood and the pace, everything about this particular game. Tuta finding his teammate Ikatura then, as he finds Bassanini on the left-hand side then. Options are there as Tuta now back onto it. We're just passing it around the back then, just getting a feel for everyone that is going to be in the team so far. Looking to make a run as Appelkamp then, as he looks to be able to assess the options. He tries to find Jan Verteep up, but he is stopped in his tracks, and a lovely ball made by Borussia Dortmund as Darwin Núñez looks to be able to run onto it and beat Tuta for pace there. He looks to find his teammate there, Ikatura gets stuck in, but unfortunately Pellegrini still latches onto it. It's going to be Darwin Núñez for a chance to get the shot off and an open here, but he has to go back to Lobotka, and now onto his teammate on the left hand side with an option to get back it onto Lobotka there in the box there. Options are there, but he's pushed off the ball at the same time, but he's still nice and strong. He finds his teammate then, lovely bit of passing, and Vladimir brought straight into the action early on in this tie as he makes a very big save. Then corner kick to Borussia Dortmund then, so look to be able to see if then Gusank for the delivery. Corner whipped in there, Solomon clears, it's Pellegrini, lovely save, and it falls back out to Rami then, as he looks to be able to see if he can get it clear as he skips past the defender. Lovely skills, he finds Javier Schlager, who looks to clear his lines, finding Solomon on the left hand side. He wins the header, but it can't be said for the midfield, unfortunately, as they lose out in the middle, looking for an option to see what they can do here as they find Malin, now Darwin Núñez, and they find the back of the net. Borussia Dortmund are in front then. It's Fortuna Dusseldorf 0, Dortmund 1, and it's that man once again, Darwin Núñez, getting on the score sheet. Every time we seem to play Borussia Dortmund, he always seems to find the back of the net against us, no matter how easy or hard that it is there. So they are leading in this Super Cup fixture, and it's very much well deserved, that is for sure. They've had the chances and they've taken them in the best way possible, and they now are ahead in this particular fixture. Then as we get things restarted, as Aaron Hickey finds his teammate Kevin Schad on the right hand side, he looks to be able to see if he can get past the wing back for Borussia Dortmund then, skips past him well, but he seems to be able to meet him at the same time, and he's really hard to get past him, looking for an option to find his teammate Hickey then, as he does. Hickey now with an option to see what he can do, then back to Schad it goes, now in the middle it's Javier Schlager with an effort, but Kobel does collect that nice and easy. Still 1-0 in this tie with 35 minutes played, as Tabibo picks it up in the middle, finding his teammate Kouamendi on the right hand side. Decent ball as he switches the sides with an option to get the ball into the area, and looking to see if he can do so, and a corner kick has been conceded then, with an option to be able to see if they can get a delivery back in from the corner originally, like they did score there. Pino whips it in there, and it is Malin with the header, but nothing to be on this case as it was denied there as Gunter Bernard watches on as his team are trailing in the Super Cup fixture. Still 1-0 as we speak with Darwin Núñez on the ball for Borussia Dortmund as he looks to find his teammate Pellegrini. Travelling forward is Pellegrini finding his teammate Malin on the right hand side with an opportunity to get past Ikatura, making it hard for him, but he skips past there but sticks a foot out finding Chavez. Lovely interception as Jan Fatim Park latches himself onto the ball then as he looks to be able to stride forward and find his teammate in the middle of the park there. Xavier Schlager loses out to Darwin Núñez. Ozcan picks it up. Now Malin to his teammate. A lovely time chance for Pino, and he does find the back of the net. It's Fortuna Dusseldorf 0, Borussia Dortmund 2, and they are running away with this fixture. I'm pretty sure it's his debut on this particular game, and he actually does it with a goal. Nice delivery, nice goal, and Borussia Dortmund have now got a 2-goal advantage in the Super Cup fixture. I can't say that it's not coming because it has been, to be honest, a lot of pressure from Borussia Dortmund and a lot of chances, and this one they've taken. Vladimir Chimos will be feeling a little bit hard done in his debut, but we have to take it for what it is. They definitely are the better side on this occasion. It seems to be that we are going to come second best in this tie. An opportunity after the second half commences then as Pellegrini looks to be able to find his teammate Malin on the right hand side. He does that nicely as he kind of takes his time to look to find Pellegrini. Pellegrini with an option to get the ball into the area, and Lobotka is denied by Vladimir Chimos. It will go out for a corner kick, but that stems some substitutions, to be honest. Something has got to be changed, and this is going to be the change then. Herrera on for Solomon as we switch sides. Shard on the left, Herrera on the right. Jan Fatih off for Blanco, as you can see, and Musiaja on for Apple Camp. Substitutions are made. Corner kick is taken by Dortmund. Malin looks to chest it down as Shard battles in with the ball there, as you can see, as it falls back out to Pino. Now Malin with a lovely bit of skill, but straight at Vladimir Chimos, and that won't be troubling him any time soon. 54 minutes being played, and we're still trailing in this particular time. Not looking like we're going to get a goal anytime soon, as Chavez is in the middle of the park looking to be able to create an opportunity for himself and his teammates as he finds Schlager. Schlager on the right hand side to Hickey now with an option to be able to go forward. Now Herrera with a decent bit of space. He squares it to Musiaja, and that is the first proper chance that we've had all game, but unfortunately we're denied by the Dortmund keeper as they look to clear their lines in a decent way at the same time, finding Pellegrini in the middle. Now Ozcan with an opportunity to stride forward and find his teammate on the left hand side as Lobotka has played in here. He travels even further forward, finding Darwin Núñez. Lovely play by Dortmund. Pino now to look to find his teammate on the left hand side, and he does. The wing back looks to overlap the winger, finding his teammate Lobotka once again there. Hickey gets stuck in. Decent challenge as he clears his lines, but Martinez gets stuck in at the same time, winning possession, finding Ozcan. As you can see, Dortmund are just dominating every single part of this play. The possession, the shots, the passes, everything we can do, they just seem to do it better. As you can see, we're battling with them, but it's not really working out in any ways or whatsoever. As Lobotka picks it up in the middle, we find Pino. Lovely ball there, and there is an effort that's gone into the back of the net to make it Fortuna Dusseldorf 0, Dortmund 3, and they are absolutely running away with this. It's kind of becoming slightly embarrassing in this particular tie, as there's nothing that we can do to stop it whatsoever. A lovely bit of play once again there. Lobotka finding his teammate on the left hand side, back into Lobotka, touch on the left, bang on the right, no stopping that one whatsoever, and it's definitely a game that we cannot remember any time soon, that is for sure. But we are trailing by 3-0 as we look to be able to get things restarted for another time in this fixture, as Kevin Shard's find on the right hand side. He looks to find in Musiaja, and he's found the gap. This would be a perfect time to get a goal, and he does. It's Fortuna Dusseldorf 1, Dortmund 3. I don't think we're going to be getting back into it anytime soon. We've still got about 20 odd minutes left to play, I know, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. A lapse in concentration for the Dortmund defence allowed Musiaja to crawl in front, and it is a decent goal. Nevertheless, he's taken his opportunity, and we have got a goal back. But the pressure didn't really amount any time after that particular game there. Our goal, sorry, as we have 10 minutes left to play then, as Darwin Núñez picks it up on the right hand side. He finds Arujo and Martinez. He finds Lobotka. Lovely block by Tutor. There's another chance there, and it's a decent save made by Vladimir Chimos with another chance for Dortmund. But we've got 5 minutes left to play. The game is pretty much solidified in terms of the result itself. Not a good performance from us. We just didn't really start from A to B, and it's one of those when we have to accept it for what it is. Still chances coming in for Borussia Dortmund, but yeah, we do lose out in the end. Dusseldorf 1, Dortmund 3. In our first Super Cup fixture, we unfortunately lose out to the boys in yellow. It's one of those. We should have another chance to be able to get ourselves into the German Super Cup in time, and hopefully we do get our hands on the trophy at that one point. With making many transfers, we don't actually have any budget left. Even though the deadline isn't over as of yet, I will just run you through who has been gone and who has been sold. As you can see, Selena gone, Kovalenko on loan, Lima's been gone, and then we brought in Rami, we brought in Tuta, Albas on the second goalkeeper, we brought in Ikatura from Mönchengladbach, Vladimir Chimos as our new number 1. We've got Xavier Schlager in the middle from RB Leipzig. Aaron Hickey from Union Berlin on the right hand side. Lebrovic then left for 16 million. Guerreiro went on loan. Robinson went to Braga with Kabozov. Siebert went over to the Portuguese league for Benfica, and that will be the end of all transactions doing with the club. It's been a successful kind of summer transfer for ourselves, obviously getting a lot of decent players in and getting some of the dead wood out at the same time. Sad to see some people go and happy to see some people come in, that is for sure. But this will be this for this particular episode, and then next episode we'll be getting to the start of the season and everything involved in that. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this one nevertheless. Please like and subscribe for more content just like this one, and don't forget to hit the notification button so you never miss a video. Cheers.